Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to do a little decorative storage container. As a base I'm just going to use this toy egg, and I decided to just put in some of my Switch accessories. To not have them float randomly in there, I'm going to first make an insert that can properly store all my stuff and not make it jump around. So I measured out the circle of the egg, the inner circumference circle, and then I'm just placing my objects on top and marking out where I want them to go. Next up, I'm cutting out some dividers that will hold the items straight and not make them wobble around a lot inside the egg. I did some heat treatment with my hot air gun and I went a bit overboard and melted a little part, but you know, since it's the inside it's not too bad since it's not being seen a lot. But yeah, definitely looks way nicer heat treating the edges. To glue these parts, in this case I'm just using super glue. If this was a cosplay piece I probably prefer contact cement since it withstands more force, but since there's no force here and those are just dividers, super glue will work perfectly fine. And with that, the insert for the storage container is done. So now let's go on to decorating the outside. I drew up some simple scales in Affinity and just sent them over to my Cricut Maker and cut them out of cardboard. And I have to admit, I definitely undercut. I needed to cut way more scales than I actually did. So during my gluing process I actually cut out 3 more sheets of scales. For my scales I also added some fold lines in the middle so I can easily fold them to give them some more dimension. And then I'm just using more super glue to glue them on the outside. I also cut other varying sizes of my scales so that the top wouldn't look like all strange with like these large scales. So I just added some smaller ones towards the top. Next up is the paint layer. Now I chose the blue to be like kind of the base color since I decided to make this a water dragon egg. So blue would be the best, but since there's also plastic bits still free, I decided to still put 2 layers of gesso on my piece. And then it was time to go in with acrylics. And I chose to make a gradient from light blue to dark blue to purple. So I'm first adding a layer of light blue as a base color, and then I'm going to blend in the dark blue in just basically kind of dry brushing it into the light blue. And for the bottom I'm just doing the same with purple. I decided to also dry brush this egg to make it look a bit more natural. You know, since egg scales are not like even and they're kind of rough, and this dry brushing with this light grayish blue definitely gives it that look. And lastly, I'm weathering it a teeny tiny bit to let the scales have more definition with some washed out blacks. So basically just black acrylic and water that I'm brushing all over and dabbing off with my towel. Then I just gave it a matte coat of varnish and we're finished. As you see, I've added some fill-in medium at the top because I didn't like how the scales looked. But I did that off camera because I did that after the painting and had to redo the painting, but I basically just did all of the same things that I showed you before. Now it's finally time to actually put my stuff in, and all of the stuff fits in really nicely and it sits snug in there and I have easy access to get it out. Of course, the wrist straps I have to kind of like fold in so they won't be in the way of the threading, but after all, the egg fits together really nicely. I could have made it more detailed and look more like a real egg with some different methods, but honestly, I'm super happy with it. I think it looks, cute, and it's still really functional, so definitely a good craft turnout. Anyways, let me know what you thought of this craft and what you would have put inside the egg or what you would have used it for. I first debated to just make a dragon sculpture inside of it, but I thought it would be best to actually make it functional since it had this nice plastic threading that held it shut, so this was definitely one of the better useful projects that I made. Anyways, I hope you're having a great day. Bye!